next chapter and part of our episode today, and this is watching competition practice. Now, we already know that walkthrough is important, but practice, we touch it here and there. So let's focus more on that and talk why watching practice is so crucial. Guys, who wants to take this one?
Yeah, I'll start if you want. So many aspects of this, so I'm just going to touch on one of them that popped into mind straight away. But it's like we were talking about before, watching practice is critical. If we're talking about scoring being a scale that's always evolving and that's not fixed, then we need to watch practice and have a really good idea of what level of skating and skill level we're judging. Because if we haven't watched practice, we're not going to know what that scale is kind of going to look like. So as an individual judge, you need to watch it to get a good idea of what the level is, but also as a team, so you can communicate prior about, the benchmarks of, we talk about anchoring scores and stuff like that. We need to have a good idea as a team about, where these scores kind of sit. Like, obviously, you're not seeing people's best skating. They're always going to try something more epic in their runs, to finish off. Like, they're going to push it. But you're seeing those lines be put together. You're seeing what spots people are hitting, and you're just seeing for that event, for that time, right then and there, what the level of skating is going to be, and roughly, how you can sort of set up that scale. So what level you're judging, but also being on the same page with your other judges, the other fellow judges, and making sure you understand what, what roughly a high score, like you're not giving exact scores for practice, but you're saying, what's a high score and what are we looking for? And, quite often when I'm practicing some national comps and some other judges will watch the practice together, and I'll get them to give me a bit of an idea of what they, let's watch this skater for a second. What kind of score? Like, don't give me exact score, but where do you think they're sitting based on if that was their run, and just getting a bit of an idea. Is it between 60 and 70, or where are we going to sort of score that? So where would you score that if that was their run? So just, getting a bit of an idea of what that scale will look like for that event, because we're talking about the scoring always evolving.
When you talk about this is really important, and as we said, like, watching practice very important. But let's say in an example, I'm a judge. I go like, all right, I'm judging this event. Like, I don't need to watch the whole practice, right? I just come for the best heats at the end. I watch the best guys, and that's enough. Like, is that the right approach, guys? What do you think?
I think that would create some bias. I mean, not you're not meaning to, but you want to see everything you want to see the entire competition. We're not here to cheer on the finals. We're here to create the finals. We're here to stack everything up correctly. And I would say too, watching all this, prior to the event, that's our homework. That's what we have to do. The stakes are high. I mean, these are people's careers at this level. These are people's careers, and so you take it seriously from the jump. I mean, right as soon as the competition starts, and by the time you get to the judged runs, and it's TV and it's everything like that. It's a time frame.
Yeah.
So and that, it's easier for you. You're gonna make your life easier during the finals, during the qualifiers if you watch practice. It's for the judge. It's just as much as it's for the skaters.
And like we said before, like, we judge everyone fairly on the same criteria, and not only the winners, but all the skaters, the athletes who are participating in the event must be judged fairly and ranked fairly.
Absolutely.
So watching just part of the practice doesn't do the justice to the remaining parts that you didn't see, and you might make mistakes, and you may not be able to score them accordingly to their performances and fairly.
And likewise, we talk about judging, in the actual event, we have such a short turnaround amount of time to get your scores in. You don't want any surprises. So, skating is so unique. Everyone's got these different lines and these different tricks, and everything is so different from one skater to another. Obviously, some people take the same lines, but we're talking such a variance, across the board, that you don't want to be sitting there going, oh, I didn't see that line coming. I haven't even seen that person skate yet. Like, what was that? Where do I score that? And you're sitting there going, I don't know what to do. And then, the commentator's like, are we moving on? Like, where your head judges, where's your score? You don't want that pressure. So you need to not have any surprises, really. Like, obviously, there's going to be tricks you haven't seen. People pushing the bar, you know, but you want to have a good idea of the variety that's out there. You don't want to miss like a big chunk of skaters and you haven't seen them, and then they put you on the spot when you're trying to judge.
You want a few good surprises. You don't want
Yeah.
an entire
and
10 people like, oh my god.
you
And try
might
a skater and run, and
you
yeah.
might
Yeah.
have some surprises because some of the skaters, they don't show everything during
Exactly.
the practice, but as soon as you know, as you said, Shari, you know, it's trying to put things together in the different scales and try to figure out already where you're going to be at when you're going to be judging. It's a time saver. It's like it's gonna make your job easier when you're gonna be into the competition.
Okay, and guys, one more thing, one more question on watching practice. We discussed a little bit, and you said that people are building up their lines. They are exploring the new terrain, and like Shari said in the couple topics before, some days are diamonds, some days are stones, so to say. So one day an athlete is killing it, the other day he's not feeling it. And would you suggest or recommend to watch the entire practice to all the judges? Do you think it's important? Or because some judges might say, hey, I don't need to watch this, I can come for the last day and that's it.
I mean, I would say it's the same thing as taking notes. You know, some judges like, oh, I've judged tons of things, I don't need to take notes. That's not really the attitude to have. And I mean, realistically, it's like reading a book or watching a movie. You don't just watch the end or read the end. It's the whole the weekend, the whatever, the 5 days, whatever it may be. It's the entirety of the event. You need to be there from the beginning to see how it plays out.
Yeah, because I was thinking also that a lot of the best guys, they are working on their strategies. So some days they are focusing on the lip trick, some days they are focusing on the airs, some days they are connecting different things together, but it's not the entire line, or it's not the performance that they want to show at the end. Or like Shari said, they working on the banger at the end. So correct me if I'm wrong, you might miss something that will surprise you in a bad way at the end if you don't know about it, right?
Right. It's also, I mean, it's also exciting for the judge. We got to have fun judging these things too, right? So it's like if you watch someone that is poised to do great, one of the he'll be top 3, no problem. Well, he goes to a course that he just can't figure it out, or she can't figure it out, or but then they the last day of practice they start to figure it out. It's like you just getting back to it. You watch the entire story unfold, and then you're there to put the pieces in order to get the correct result.
Yeah,
perfect. Makes complete sense, guys. Let's move to the next topic that is kind of related to watching practice.